Welcome back to the channel. I have another beer for you. This one is Pumpkin Spice Veneration Rye Barrel Aged Belgian Style Quad Ale with figs, molasses, and pumpkin spices. This one is by Three Sheeps Brewing of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Pairs well with cool weather and warm hoodies. Wonder what kind of food it pairs with. This is one of the ones that I overlooked when I was doing the initial pumpkin shopping, as well as the Headless Heron, which I will be uploading soon, within the next day or two. And again, I'm not seeing the ABV. So, until I remember to put the ABV either in the description or in the comment, we're going to just assume it falls between 5 and 7% ABV, which a majority of the beers we review on this channel usually do. So it's somewhere between 5 and 7%. I will try to remember to look that up and put it either in the description or the comments. Yes, I need to slow down. It was a very busy day today. And I need to unwind. I'm having an interesting supper tonight, leftover pizza with jalapeno, black olive, Roma tomato, and I'm doing a wrap of sorts, melted cheese, a carb chopper or carb cutter tortilla with Bella Vittorio espresso cheese. Should be interesting. Look at the color. The pumpkin ones tend to have a nice orange hue to them. This one does not have any pumpkin in it. It's just the spices. So that could be the spices and the fig, and also it is rye barrel aged, so some of it could be the rye as well. And I haven't done a lot of quads. I think this is the only quad I've done, and I have reviewed this a few times on the channel since I have moved to Wisconsin, or back to Wisconsin, in the last coming up on 5 years in October. It'll be 5 years. But yes, sorry. I don't think I've done any other quad ales except for Pumpkin Spice Veneration and maybe one or two other ones from Three Sheeps. Please let me know in the comments down below. Refresh my memory. Years of beer reviewing, I have done so many different kinds, some of which slow down. Some of which I revisit, like the pumpkin ones, when I can find them pretty much every year. And a few other favorites as well. So, yes, please let me know if we have done a quad on here before, and if you know what a quad is, since I have a couple of subscribers that are veteran beer reviewers. Please tell me. If I knew, I forgot. So I like to be reminded of things, and I also like to. Oh, the car came up, and I also like to learn new things as well. So, getting the rye up front, and some fruity notes. Fig, molasses, and pumpkin pie spice. Okay. Molasses. So bourbon and molasses. Fig. I get that fig Newton flavor right up front. Pumpkin spice. Yeah, I'm getting the pie spices blended together. The nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. I'm not tasting. Okay, there it is. A slight hit of cinnamon sweetness. So basically, first is the bourbon and the figs, and then the pumpkin pie spices show up. With the nutmeg and the cinnamon being more predominant, and the nutmeg and the cloves are in there, but they're kind of dancing with the bourbon and the fig. It's very sweet, very smooth, slightly complex, well rounded. I think I like it better this time than the other times I've tried it. Of course, before this, I did a review for a coffee stout, so perhaps the coffee might be influencing the flavor of this. And I also had a couple of small pieces of Bella Vittorio espresso. So maybe the cheese and the coffee notes from the cheese, yeah, the cheese and the coffee notes from the previous review I did are blending well with this. So basically, cheese and coffee would go well with this, essentially. So yeah, cheese and coffee would go well with this because, like I said, I had those both in a previous beer review, especially the cheese. The cheese, yeah, the cheese, the sweetness of the cheese. It was a sweet, semi-sweet, hard cheese. It's blending well with the flavors here, and that little bit of, like I said, a little bit of espresso from the cheese and the coffee notes from the coffee stout. Definitely, okay, I'm repeating myself. Slow down, back up. Okay, slow down. Wrap it up in a nutshell. Tie it in a bow. This would pair well with cheese and coffee, is what I'm trying to say, without running around in circles any more than I already have. And yes, this has spots. I apologize. I do not have a dishwasher. So this would pair well with cheese and coffee. Um, by that extension, you could play around with the types of cheese and types of coffee. Um, and anything flavor, excuse me, flavor adjacent. I'm not sure what else I would pair with this. I don't eat meat anymore, but for some reason I'm thinking smoked meat. Of course, I had seen a, a video about history of barbecue. I think it was yesterday. So, something not too strong. Maybe barbecued or smoked pork, not smoked. There's no such thing as a smoked. Smoked pork, maybe. Turkey, chicken, beef, maybe. Anything with anything with a strong flavor, but not so strong it overpowers us. Things that might play off, play off of the flavor of the beer. And even that cheese dessert, cheesecake, maybe. Caramel. Caramel would be anything caramel seems like it would be good with this. And that's where I'm going to end this. Again, Three Sheeps, Pumpkin Spice Veneration. It's always a hit. Um, Give it a try if you can find it. It might be a little bit late in the year now, but I found this last month at Festival because they have a new vendor and they're going ahead and putting things out until they're sold. So, by all means, if you can find pumpkin spice veneration or any of the other pumpkin flavored that actually have pumpkin or pumpkin spice, which this is, it has figs and pumpkin spice. There is no actual pumpkin in this. It's figs and molasses and spice. So, any of those, basically pumpkin flavored, pumpkin spice ales, stouts, squads, whatever. Pick them up if you still can. It's still a nice time of year to have them because we're still in winter, and the warm, spicy flavors are perfect for a cold day. So that's it. Um, yes, I'm at a loss for words. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit the bell once. If you want notifications as to what crazy things I do at this current abode, with a slightly cottagecore theme, which is deceptive considering I go from the sublime to the goth and ridiculous. Yes, if you want to know what I'm doing next, please hit the bell a second time. Please feel free to comment down below. If you have any suggestions of things that might be within my budget and transportation situation that you would like to see, please let me know and I will give them a thought and see what I can do. Again, positive, constructive criticism is always welcome. I can take constructive criticism well, but again, please keep it simple. Please keep it simple. I do note constructive criticism. I'm still growing. This channel is at 270 something at this point, which is not bad considering how long we've been around. Maybe we'll get bigger. Who knows? So let's stick around to find out. And I went off on a tangent again. I do that when I'm tired. Alrighty then. Let's wrap this up. Yeah. Basically, if you have any input, I'm like Johnny Five. Need more input. So please, feel free to give me input. And that's it. If you want to share this, please do, but don't hesitate to give me credit. I haven't ever done a collab with anybody, but if there was a way to do a collab, that would be fun, perhaps. I do everything on my phone. I have an NVIDIA gaming computer, but it is no longer supported because it's old. I found that out the hard way. And the company that created it has some views that I do not agree with. Yes. I don't like who they're supporting. Not cool. Not cool at all. So I can't do anything with computers at this point because I had a computer and I had, the timing was nice because I wanted a laptop so I could do intros and outros and try to do, editing cool stuff. I've dabbled with some free domain, I think that's what you call it, music, way toward the beginning, but didn't quite figure out the volume and where to put it at the beginning, at the end. And I was going to try and go fancier, but due to the fact that the computer is old now, and I never figured out how to do that, it hasn't happened. And Now, but yeah, now that I have an older computer, and I'm not going to redo the computer, I will never get around to doing those things. Maybe one of these years I'll get another computer. Who knows? But this seems to work just fine. A lot of bigger channels are going with the more simple, old school, no fancy introduction, no fancy credits, and just dive right in and give you an at home chatting with friend kind of feel, which I like to do anyway. So I'm sure I was going somewhere with that, but yeah. Um, yeah, I wouldn't mind some input on that as well, what I can do with my phone. So, anyway, if you're going to be partying or going out and having some fun, please drac responsibly and give the designated Dracula a chance to imbibe if they wish. Be careful driving your hearse because the roads are slippery in some places. Black ice is a thing, and you can't always see it if it's covered in slush, so don't try to speed. And as always, look out for each other. Please take care of the monsters that are in danger because we need to let them know that they are protected and respected and loved. Be their family if they don't have one. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye now.